All right, so I want to shoot this quick video. This is a very important video that you're watching right now if you're a business owner and more importantly in the real estate investing business. And I want to talk about the real estate investing roller coaster. As you see like this is just like a roller coaster you get on. But the difference between a roller coaster you get on at the theme park, this roller coaster never ends. All right, this goes back and forth, and if you know this roller coaster right here, this right here as a real estate entrepreneur, you're going to make it. You know, from the good to the ugly. All right, and this is a very this video right here is at a perfect timing right now in the situation we're in with the COVID-19. People are quarantined in the house. Most people are in fear. They're in panic. They don't know what to do. Their financials are at a wreck. And this right here is going to help out all the people that's going to watch this video to its entirety. So I didn't invent this. I had got taught this about 5 years ago from a mentor of mine, Scott Jelinek. Shout out to you for teaching me this 5 years ago. And he piggybacked off Cameron Herold, who was the first person who really like taught this in this manner. But Cameron Herold taught it for our entrepreneurs. What Scott taught to me was how to gear this for real estate investors. I never forgot this. This always stuck to me. This helped me out in the years that I've known this with being in a roller coaster. So the first stage of this roller coaster is called uninformed optimism. Okay, this is where all the newbies start at. We all start here at one stage of this roller coaster. I mean, you want to be in this roller coaster forever as an entrepreneur. Okay, and for a real estate entrepreneur, this is our roller coaster. So to get started, people, they start with the uninformed optimism. They're going up the roller coaster, but they don't see their way down yet. Okay, they don't see that downhill. You know, when you get on a roller coaster, you're buckled up. You don't know what's ahead of you, and you know you're going up real slow. You wind up real slow. Everything's all fine and dandy. In this case, you're doing deals. You're locking up deals. Some people in this uninformed optimism stage, they're doing 10 deals a month. You can't tell them anything. Their ego is big. They're getting the 5,000 square feet office. Got 30, 60 to 100 employees. They're just doing flips after flips after flips. High overhead. You just can't tell them nothing at this stage. Some people just getting started, haven't done the deal yet. Some people who've been in the business for a year, 2 years, they're rocking and cranking. You just can't tell them nothing. So this is the uninformed optimism in this stage. Here in the informed pessimism, you already went through the uninformed optimism stage, and now you're working your way down. And you know when you're on a roller coaster, right? You're buckled up, and you're already at that tip of that roller coaster, and now you see what's down, and you're about to like brace yourself. Okay, so uninformed pessimism here. This is the stage where pretty much you're kind of doubtful in a situation. This is the stage. This is the stage that we're all in right now, as far as with this coronavirus. This is the uncertainty stage. You don't know what's about to happen. Okay, you start saving your money a little bit more. You start tightening up on your situations with your financials. This is a whole uncertainty stage here, because you don't know what's going to happen. And then you go down to the crisis of meaning. This is what we all happen to be in, and I'm a person of experience where I came into the real estate business in the crash. Okay, I came in beginning or middle of 2009. I came in during the crisis of meaning stage. There was hardly any buyers in the business at the time. I was locking properties up. But I had a hard time selling them to cash buyers at my stage that I was in, and it was tough. I was losing earnest money deposits on bank-owned properties back when you can just scoop up deals from bank-owned properties back at the time. As a wholesaler, I was just wholesaling at that time. And this was a tough time. Actually, I take that back. I was doing rehab starting out at that time as well. And that was a tough time. So you're either going to crash and burn, all right? And this is where the investors, they have 30 flips out there. They're on the market. The demand is low far as buyers coming in and buying those rehab properties. People have high overhead where they can't pay their employees. This right here with the COVID-19, we're here, but I project in the next 30 to 60 days, this is my projection, 30 to 60 days from now, we can easily, it's a high possibility we can reach the crisis of meaning stage. All right, we're uncertain right here in this stage. We don't know what the market bears right now. We just don't know. Okay, we just don't know. But when, as today, there's rents due today as we speak. Next month, that I feel like we're going to be pretty much at our peak of what this situation here is, COVID-19. We can start entering that crisis of meaning stage where either investors are going to crash and burn. All right, they're going to go out of business. All right. They can't pay their overhead. You know, their doors are going to start closing up, locking up their offices, laying off employees, telling them to file for unemployment, and they just go about their life and maybe try to find a job themselves because they can't control their business anymore. Or the next stage is the informed optimism, where that business owner is going to figure it out. They will somehow pretty much brace themselves on this drop and start going up to the informed optimism. And this is the stage where that's the smart investor. That's the wise investor that been there. They've been around the corner. They've been there, done that. They've been through this whole cycle, and they know what's coming. They know it can go back and forth, and it's never ending. And they kind of like wipe the sweat off their face a little bit. So now that you know what the 4 stages are, let's talk about the do's and the don'ts of each stage. So with the uninformed optimism, this is what you need to do. You want to start building your buyers list, okay? This is, getting your buyers list ready. See who's in the market right now, who's moving and shaking, who's buying properties. I do highly recommend you build your buyers list at this stage. Start securing your private lenders, okay? Or if you're able to go to banks and get financing the conventional way, or get lines of credits, just get your financing together at this stage. Start making offers conservatively. Just don't go out there and make offers and offers. You got 15, 20 deals on the contract, and you just overpriced yourself, and now you can't get these things off. It's a complete waste of time. Run your comps right. Run your comps strategically in the areas you're getting your prices, your properties locked up. But most importantly, make offers. In this stage, people think everything is okay. You can't tell them anything in this stage, especially when they're doing deals. They haven't hit any of these other 3 stages yet. This is the only stage that they're in, and you just let them be. Okay, they're going up. Everything feels good. They're going up. They're optimistic about everything. They think they're invincible. They think they're a superhero. But in this case, please listen to this. This is what you don't want to do when you're in an uninformed optimism stage. You don't want to start buying rentals. You don't want to start buying assets just yet. Okay? Just yet. Don't do that. You don't want to make any long-term plans. When I say long-term plans, it goes backtrack to the rental side. This is the most important thing for me, and what I see with investors in the uninformed optimism stage. They have 2 good months. They made $50,000 or $100,000 2 months straight. They say they made $100,000 2 months straight, and now they're basing their lifestyle off the profits they made from their flips, whether wholesale flips or their rehab flips. They made $200,000 in a total of 2 months, and now they go buy a Lamborghini. They think everything's fine and dandy because they're basing $100,000 times 12 months. They're gonna make $1.2 million in a year, and they think everything is the perfect life at that stage. Okay, that is a no-no. All right, you don't want to base your lifestyle off profits you haven't even made yet, or you just don't want to calculate. Okay, I did 10 deals this month. I made a total $100,000. And then the next month you did 8 deals. You made another $100,000, and now you're like, okay, 2 months straight, $200,000 times 12. That's $1.2 million. Am I making this year? I'm gonna go buy myself a Lamborghini. I'm gonna go buy myself a Ferrari. You do not want to do that. You want to start conservatively stacking up that capital. All right. So then, when it comes into this, we get to this later, but you start buying some cash flowing assets at a very, very cheap price. But let's go to informed optimism. Okay. In this stage, you're more careful with your money. Okay. And this is where we're all at right now. And I feel we're all here. Some people's first time hitting this informed pessimism, not optimism, informed pessimism. This is people's first time in this stage, and there's a whole panic, there's a whole fear, where people is on this roller coaster, and they're going downhill, and they're bracing themselves, and Some people just can't take it right now, okay? Just hold tight. If you're a strong person, just hold tight. But this is where people are careful with their money, all right? Especially, just hear me out here. We're in this coronavirus. This is fitting this stage right here. Careful with their money. This right here, you start working more carefully with your budget, your accounting. You start, canceling monthly subscriptions that you never even needed in the first place, that you had just coming out your account for years at a time. This is that stage. You can start looking for rentals at this stage. Start looking for rentals. And I didn't say buy, but you can start looking for rentals because you're coming down. And this is the stage where this is a transition from the uninformed optimism to the informed pessimism. It's some type of transition. You might not know what the word it was, but you feel the transition. There's uncertainty in this stage here. All right, so now you're going down to the crisis of meaning. This is where I came into the game. I came as a newbie as an uninformed optimism, but I was in the I was actually quickly I came into the crash. Like I came in doing deals, and I started losing my earnest money deposits on deals and on bank-owned properties that I was trying to do quick, back-to-back closes on and do wholesale deals that way. I mean, I lost thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on just earnest money deposits in the crisis meaning because I couldn't find buyers. There wasn't that many buyers as it was just say a month ago. All right, now during this whole COVID-19, I probably say like probably over 50% of the buyers that were buying a month ago, they're just on a halt right now. I don't know how long. It could be a month, it could be 2 months, but not many buyers are buying right now because of this whole coronavirus. So with that being said, the crisis of meaning, this is the bad. We're not here yet. Okay, I project that we could get here really quick in the next 60 to 90 days if this coronavirus gets just the shit just hits the fan, and I don't feel we're not even at our peak yet. But this is the bad time. This is the bad time. When I tell you this is the bad time, this is the bad time. More people will start losing their jobs. More investors you'd be surprised at how many people that lose their businesses during this stage, and they just crash and burn. Okay, investors going out of business. This is the most important thing. Banks will stop lending. Back in 2009, in the crash, in the downturn, you can have an 850 credit score. Financials was by far up to par, and banks wasn't lending back then. The people that survived in that time were I say just from the starting point, the wholesalers that were coming to the game, and they knew the new cash buyers that were coming to the game, and it was wholesaling those new cash buyers to properties, or the people that had their own cash where they can go buy property. The very few people that had their own cash at the time they could buy property, or the people that had access to private money at that time in 2009. That really saved the day for a lot of people who had access to private money, and they were paying people 8 or 10 or 12%, whatever the case may be, from people that was lending money out of their IRAs, IRA or self-directed IRA accounts. But with this being said, this is what you want to avoid in the crisis of meaning stage. You want to avoid reaching out to family at this stage, because this is the stage where you lost it. You're at your downturn. You're at the bottom of the bottom. You was doing well in the uninformed optimism. You saw the informed pessimism when you start strapping your cash closely to you, and now you're going downhill. You got to tremendously downsize. For most people in this stage, they're going out of business. So if you're telling your family what you're going through here, it may not be the best advice, or it may not be the best support. So you kind of just want to keep it to yourself. One thing you don't want to do here is listen to real estate, how to get started. Those real estate CDs, those real estate tapes. I wouldn't be studying real estate from other people from here, because they're gonna make it seem how easy it is in the whole real estate game. It's easy to flip your first deal. All it takes is this amount of days, and you're gonna feel like a piece of shit because you failed. You felt like you felt like a failure at this stage. So what I would do, I would listen to motivational CDs only, just to keep you motivated, keep you inspired, like Anthony Robbins. Those I definitely highly recommend Anthony Robbins any day of the week. But that's one motivational guy that you definitely want to listen to. Les Brown, those type of guys. Listen to most motivational CDs instead of real estate CDs in this stage. You also do not want to hang with other people in this stage that are also in this stage of the crisis of meaning, because that's just going to collectively be a ball of negative energy, and it's just not going to be anything positive within that. You have, 5 investors, y'all in the same boat, y'all been through these two, and then you hit this third crisis of meaning. I don't see any positivity coming out of that. So you really want to, at this crisis of meaning, you really only want to put this paper down here. You only want to hang around those wise investors that already been through this cycle, that can give you the optimistic advice, the best advice, all right, to keep you going. Right here, you're trying to survive. You don't want to crash and burn. And for those very few people that hit this curve, they went through the bumps, they went around the corner a little bit, and they hit the informed optimism. All right, I'm happy to say this is the stage I'm at. I've been through this cycle at least one time in my real estate investing career, and this stage, this is where you make better decisions. Okay, this informed optimism, this is where you make better decisions. When you have those $100,000 months, and sometimes $150,000, $200,000 months from flipping deals, you're not calculating, okay, I made $100,000. That means I'm gonna make that from 12 months straight. I make 1.2, I make $2 million. I'm gonna go buy myself a Lamborghini. No, you're not doing that. You're playing smart. You're being conservative as far as buying liabilities like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and you know there's a time coming where it's going to be a downturn, crisis of meaning, where you can buy those assets at a crackhead price. Another uninformed optimism trait in this stage is you know what to do, you know what to do, and you know not what to do. Okay, you just make so many better decisions, and you try to give advice to the people that are getting started on uninformed optimism, specifically not the ones that just getting started and haven't done any deals yet, but the ones that get started, been in the business about a year or two, they just going up on this high of this stage. They doing 5-10 deals a month and having $100,000 or 6-figure months, and you try to give them advice, but they're such a high, they don't want to listen. But you at least try to give your advice to them. All right. You have a stable business at this stage. So if there ever was another stage, you've been in an uninformed optimism, and it becomes the crisis of meaning, or a recession, or a downturn, right? You know what to do in this stage, right? You know that it's gonna you're not gonna be over leveraged. You're not gonna have that high overhead that you have had before, okay? With the 100 employees, the 4,000 square feet office, you're not gonna you're not gonna be buying properties over leverage. You're not gonna be maxing. A lot of people here that are doing these burst strategies right now, where they're pretty much maximizing, taking out as much equity as they can. They're maximizing that 75 or 80% taken out. Where it was right here. But now that we're in the informed pessimism part, I worry about some of these investors that just hitting this stage that was doing all the burn method just a month ago, because the market value is going to just decrease, and now they're not going to have any equity, and it just means it's going to be over leveraged on the property of the value. With just a month ago, they probably squeezed out 75-80% of the equity, which means they had 20 or 25% equity left in the property. Now they can quickly go to negative equity, and now they're over leveraged with the property. So with the informed optimism, we're taking out only maybe at max 30-40%, maybe 50%, and that's pushing it equity if you have to. All right, that's if you have to. You're not doing negative cash flow deals. Some people, might be advanced for some people, but some people do negative cash flow deals, and you're not doing negative cash flow deals. You're buying deals here where how quickly can I get these things paid off? You want to have free and clear properties. Now, some people are uninformed optimism. That might not be their strategy. That's my personal strategy, as me being in an uninformed optimism stage. And I see here crisis of meaning, I can start buying properties cheap, or at a way better price than a month ago whenever we hit the stage. Okay, and just just have a reality. You have a reality of what's going to happen. You're not on a high, you're not on a low, you're neutral. Okay, so this is basically what the real estate investor roller coaster is. This is something you're always going to go through, and you have to feel and know where you are and what stage. This is a never-ending roller coaster, like at a theme park. Like I said earlier, you're gonna be here and you're gonna go. I mean, it's just nonstop. So as a real estate investor, this is something you should know. If you're uninformed optimism, informed pessimism, crisis of meaning, please, this is why I'm doing this video. I don't want anybody watching this video to crash and burn. And informed optimism, this is where you've been around the block a little bit, or a lot. This is where you've been around the block, and you know what's about to come forward, and you try to give advice to the uninformed optimism, which some people in this stage, very few people in this stage do listen, but the ones that are, the most of them that are doing the deals and moving and cranking, that haven't been through any of this cycle yet, it's hard to tell them stuff, especially when they're having 6-figure months and whatnot, and a huge overhead, and they're doing great at that time frame. So with that being said, hope you learned something from this video. Please, comment below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video.